Welcome back to DCS and welcome to my channel. This is the second dogfight that I've done against two ace flankers. The first one, I guess I failed to record it, and it actually wound up being pretty easy. And I think I just got lucky because the first one presented itself as a fairly compliant target, and I took it out pretty quick, and then could concentrate on the second one. This one was a little bit harder, but and then I made a lot of mistakes, but also I'm not trying to make excuses, but my head tracking was not working very well when I tried to look up. If I could look to the sides pretty well, but I need to mess with my settings, I guess, because I can't look up very well. So I kept losing track of exactly where the target was. But anyway, the first mistake I made was not turning my HMCS on, or HMD, whatever you call it here, in the F-16. Right off the bat, the second flanker decided to, and I didn't catch it at first. This is another mistake that I made really quickly. I didn't catch that he was climbing, and so right here I kind of noticed, oh, yep, he's up here. So I started climbing to meet him. That guy started climbing, and of course I'm not focusing on this guy right now. I probably should be, but I'm not. I need to kind of check and see where he is. I did some loop things, and I don't really know what I was doing there. I didn't exactly have a plan. Went through the turbulence a little bit, and here I'm climbing. I had a lot of energy, so I wanted to climb and try to trade that out so that I could lower my speed and turn a little better, but still maintain the energy. So that worked out pretty well. I still don't know where this guy is, but now I'm merged with Ariel 2-2, I guess, since I didn't rename these guys. I'm in a good position on him, so I wasn't too worried, but if you look, I'm not in great position. It's really bad that I don't know where this guy is, because he is in quite a good position right now. And had I known, I probably wouldn't have focused on this guy so much, and I probably would have tried to do a little bit of maneuvering, but that's okay. First burst is not great, way behind. That I got him pretty solidly. So now I know I was getting some RWR warnings, and so I kind of knew where that guy was, but I wasn't really looking at my RWR. So energy wise, I'm better than him because I had the altitude. We were both going roughly half the speed of sound there, but now I'm trading it out and I'm getting faster. I have been getting a little better at keeping my speed up. There's times when I get really low, and I'm doing it a little bit more intentionally now, which is good, but I don't know that it's ideal still. So he's back there, and I did have some trouble shaking him. He's right there. He turned pretty sharply, but he gained energy. That's interesting. Okay. He tightened his turn a little bit, but he gained in it. And that's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just a little disconcerting how quickly he's gaining energy. But I'm going near the speed of sound here. He is turning inside me. He's doing a pretty good job there, but we had a little bit of an overshoot right there. I didn't recognize it in game. And so I kind of rolled over. I'm not exactly sure what my goal was here. I think a lot of this in here was segments where I kind of knew where he was, but I was losing him. This isn't, well, it's not as bad as I thought. Okay. I'm reversing a little bit, and I'm really probably angled down too much, but I'm trying to get a gravity assist on my turn. So he overshot again, kind of in the vertical component. Now I point my nose up and then roll over, and I'm getting my lift vector on him, which is good, kind of. I'm not getting it exactly on him, but I'm still losing track of him. So anyway, we're kind of in a scissors now. It's a better position than I was in, so I suppose that's good. I'm still a little frustrated with how easily I was losing him, and I didn't really feel like I was in control of the situation at all during this time period. So So that's bad. And then here he's back in more of an offensive position than neutral. I turned it neutral and then I sort of handed it back to him. So that happens. He's in really good shape there. So this is where I really started pulling a little bit harder because I recognized that he's not getting in front of me. And so a little bit of panic flying perhaps on my part. And you can see I'm getting a lot lower in speed than I have been so far in the fight. However, he can't turn as well as I can at low speeds. So, although he's doing a pretty good job, he's got less energy than me. Well, he trades it up pretty fast. The flanker does gain energy back pretty well, it seems like. The Falcon does as well, but so here he did not slow down as much as he had been. That this roll right here, let me speed this up a little bit. This was a little bit unintentional. I was trying to keep him in sight with my track IR being a little bit of a pain. This looks kind of ninja here while I'm looking at it in TAC view because it's like, oh wow, you know, I rolled over and got in behind him. It was not intentional. I'd like to say that it was, but it wasn't. So now it's a matter of just trying to stay behind him. And right here, I feel like I'm in the driver's seat, which you should. You are in the driver's seat. Fired a not great burst. It was close. More. A little bit of panic shooting, but got some bullets in him. And then some more panic shooting. Energy wise, I'm going faster than him. And yeah, he slowed way down. This is a good way to get me because once I get back in there, I start. It's not that I'm not paying attention to my energy, but because I am, it's just that I don't know that I ever switched this back like that. So I'm paying attention, but I'm paying more attention to getting the pipper on the target and less attention to my closure rate. So it takes me a minute to notice that, whoa, I'm getting closer faster. That's something that I think, especially in the sim, you kind of got to pick up because it's not as obvious as in real life. But here we're going the same speed, but I'm higher than him. So I've got more energy. He starts slowing down pretty rapidly, and I don't. So, so here, I can't believe I didn't overshoot, but I did a couple of weird little, whoops, let's zoom in closer. A couple of weird little rolls. Technically, I did overshoot, but I managed to displace horizontally and stay behind him. So that's positive. And now I'm just out of speed. He's close to out of speed, and this scared me a little bit because I thought right there that he was going to just drop in behind me. I thought I was going to fall out of the sky and he was going to drop in behind me, but he was a little bit lower on energy than I thought he was at the time. And so I got lucky there and tucked back in behind him. So here it's just a matter of keeping him in front of us again and trying to walk onto the target. Here I didn't follow him all the way up. I decided to try to build a little bit more energy. I felt like I could still stay behind him if I didn't climb all the way. You can see I started nosing over well before he did. So sometimes I'll do that. I don't know if it's the greatest strategy in the world, but if they habitually climb, I will I'll follow them a few times, but then I start climbing less than they are, and I'll just sort of try to predict where they're going based on where their plane is at the moment. That way I can close distance a little bit. The biggest problem is if you do that and and they don't come back down where you think they are, or you close the distance too fast. You could overshoot that way, which I've done. So anyway, it worked out. That's the second of my ace flanker fights or double ace flanker fights, and it worked out. So Again, I don't know that the AI is as challenging as a decent human player would be. And if you watch the other video where me and Warlock fight the two flankers, we got killed repeatedly, and there's a number of reasons for that. Target fixation and the fact that we were playing together. We're kind of in a multiplayer environment, and I think we were both racing for the kills a little bit. I tend to do that a little bit less because I want to just do it as right as I can, but it happens, you know. So racing for kills. Anyway, that's all there is to say about that. It went pretty well, and I think I'm getting a little bit better slowly over time. So with that, thanks for watching. Happy flying.